so glad that you're listening today. Listen, Mike Shoesmith, here's what I want to do, Mike. Earlier this week, you guys over at ppsimmons posted this video that's amazing, and it's titled on YouTube, Iraqi TV Host Breaks Down in Tears at the Plight of Persecuted Christians. Now, this was just posted July the 20th, so about a month ago when all of this ISIS stuff first broke out. And Mike, what I want to do is I want to, if you'll bear with me for a minute, Mike, I want to interpret this for our people. This video is about a minute and a half, and it's dubbed. It's, what do you call it, Mike, when you've got the, oh, it's not dubbed. What is it when the subtitles? Yeah. In other words, they're speaking Iraqi, okay? Mm-hmm. And the two TV hosts, there's the main guy, and then he's got another guy with him. They're dressed in Islamic garb, Arab garb, okay? And then they've got a guest whom they're interviewing, and he's dressed in almost looks like American-style clothing, but he also is speaking Arabic, okay? Right. And this is from Memri TV, M-E-M-R-I TV. It's an Arabic Iraqi TV station. It's called Asia TV out of Iraq. And I'm going to read the subtitles as it goes. All right, I'm going to click it. It's going. And all right, so the guy comes on. He says, it's terrible when people come and force you to leave your home. This is what happened to the Christians today. Yes, and then this Iraqi host says, yes, the Christians today. I cried at home when he was watching it. He tries to keep talking, and he breaks down. I'm watching this now. He pulls his hat, his clothing around him, and he's weeping. And then the guy that's there said, this is one genuine Iraqi. And this guy's just weeping. His shoulders are heaving. And he says, I went to the Al-Marbad market near the city of Al-Zubair. And then he says, there is an area there which is predominantly Christian. This is the Iraqi TV guy. He says, I swear, these Christians, they never made us feel lower. He says, they are our own flesh and blood. Some of them have left us now. They've gone to Sweden and they've gone to Germany. He says, who does ISIS think it is to drive out our fellow countrymen? This is an Iraqi Muslim. He says, I want to take the people of Mosul to task in Iraq. They must take immediate measures to help these Christians. He says, our country is like a rose, and its petals are the Christians, the Arabs, the Kurds, the Sabians, the Shabak people. These are all our countrymen. I don't know what to say about this ISIS. And then it goes on. The Christians have done nothing wrong. They haven't hurt a soul. He says, on the contrary, they are peaceful people who love all religions. They are honorable people with high moral values. They always maintain their sense of justice. We stand 100% in solidarity with the Christians of Iraq. Boy, that's refreshing. That's amazing. That's astounding. So you've got Iraqi Muslims who are watching what ISIS is doing, and they're weeping on television at what these guys are doing. And, I don't want to be too graphic, Mike, because we've got kids that listen to this program as well, but this is all over the news. I'm just going to say this. One of the most horrendous things they've done, they've been beheading children and putting their heads on poles and putting the poles in the ground around the playgrounds in these cities. I mean, that is just barbarism. That is demonic to the lowest depths. What do you think about this Islamic Iraqi TV host? By the way, folks, if you want to watch this and listen to it and watch it with your own eyes, go to carlgallups.com, go over on the right-hand side underneath the special videos there, and you can see it about halfway down. Mike?
Carl, when I saw that with that video, I knew immediately that it was fake.
Yeah.
and all of the coverage that's coming out of Iraq and Syria with respect to the Christians being beheaded and raped and slaughtered, that is all fake, by the way. That none of that is real.
Yeah.
Because we are not anywhere near the tribulation days.
Right.
In the book of Revelation.
So it's got to be fake.
It's all fake. All of that video from Memri TV. In fact, most of the stuff from Memri has to be fake.
Has to be.
So they document a lot of tribulation events that they say is happening over there. Then none of that the Memri TV website has to be a fake news website.
Right.
Because right now we have not even entered Revelation chapter 4 yet. We're still in chapter 3.
Right.
And perhaps not even that far.
Right. Before we run out of time, you better let people know that you're being sarcastic.
Hey, people that are any fans of ours, they will know that ppsimmons is documenting that we are currently in the trumpet days of the seventh seal already of the book of Revelation, and the end time is not coming. The end time is upon us. It is now.
The prophetic times in which we live are absolutely amazing. We're broadcasting live this afternoon. Mallory Bardwell, your world-famous producer. And coming up next, one of your favorites, Brandon Big B, is in the house. Brandon, thanks so much for being a part of the show today.
Hey, my privilege. I appreciate the opportunity to be on. Listen, I have to throw you a quick curveball.
Okay, go ahead.
Before I get into that, I would like to make a promise to our listening audience based on the conversation that you and Mike Shoesmith had earlier.
Yes.
And my promise is this, that today, that I will not talk about how Christians in Iraq and everywhere except the United States of America are living the tribulation. I will not talk about how the pre-tribulation rapture theory is being used to sideline Christians in the United States. I will not talk about how that theory will be used that millions of Christians potentially will run away from their faith because of that teaching when tribulation comes to the United States. Well, that's my promise, is I will not talk about any of that today.
Well, I'm so proud of you that you're not going to talk about that because, if you did talk about that, there's a possibility you could make people mad, and I know that you're really concerned about that.
Well, listen, I know that I haven't made anybody mad because everybody that was going to be mad about all that turned off their radio during you and Mike Shoesmith.
I'm telling you. Well, listen, and I want to tell folks out there, listen, there are people a whole lot smarter than me who have varying interpretations of apocalyptic literature and eschatology and end times and prophecy. Listen, I know that. And I do not claim to be 100% right in all of that. And I often say, look, I believe passionately what I believe, but I'm willing to be corrected biblically, contextually, biblically. Don't hand me some book somebody's written and say, hey, read this. No, show me in the Bible.
That's right.
Show me contextually in the Bible. And I just don't see pre-trib rapture in there. Now, I just don't. Now, I wish it was true. I want that to be true. I want it to be true. I've tried to pull the scriptures together to make it true, but contextually, I can't do it. But I admit that I could be wrong in this. But what you just said is right. There are no pre-trib rapture believers in the Middle East, and especially in and around Iraq and Mosul and Syria right now. I guarantee you, brother, people watching their children getting their heads cut off and their wives raped before their eyes. There's no pre-tribbers over there.
And it's very unfortunate, but before long in the United States, there won't be any here either.
Yeah.
So,
well,
but listen, like I said, my promise is that I wouldn't talk about all that today. So
but you
don't
didn't
make me break my promise.
But you didn't promise that you wouldn't get me fired up about it, and that
right.
I wouldn't go off on some tangent. So anyway, but.